What's up, everybody? I've been putting this little guy through the test over the last 30 days. You may have seen this before, either on my channel or maybe you've seen it online somewhere. This is the Plaud Note. It is an AI voice recorder, and it kind of promises to change the way that you're taking notes today. I've been putting it through the real-world test over the last 30 days or so, and I'm here to give you my final verdict. Let's get to it. All right, so right out of the box, I'm actually extremely impressed by this thing. So it does have an aluminum body to it. It is got a nice little funk to it when you flick it, and a little nice texture here on the front. The most impressive thing though is how incredibly thin this thing is. So I would give it about 2 credit cards thick, just I guess depending on the type of credit card that you have. And what's really nice about it is because it's so small, it fits into this little wallet that they have here, slides right in, and then it attaches to the back of your phone. So being able to utilize this pretty much anywhere makes it a huge selling point. So extremely impressed overall by the build quality of this thing, and one of the first things that you notice right as you take it out of the box. So the real question is does this thing actually perform like it says it's going to, right? It promises to change the way we're taking notes. It really looks good, but honestly, does it do what it's supposed to do? The answer is yes. One of the first scenarios that I took it into was an internal meeting that I needed to use for work. And coming out of that meeting, I had so much more notes than I normally would have otherwise, just based on the fact that I was utilizing the Plaud. So I still recommend using it to take handwritten notes, or using it in conjunction with handwritten notes. At least that's how I learned best. But in the secondary side of that, if you miss something in your meeting that maybe you just were writing something else down, or you were trying to pay really close attention to what was being said at a meeting, it's not that big of a deal so long as you're using this, because it does record the whole thing and then transcribes it at the very end. So the second use case for me was utilizing it with some of our clients. So I do have to really pay attention in those meetings, because it's up to me to figure out, what's super important to them, and then what are the next steps as we leave this appointment. And so me being able to utilize something like this in conjunction with the handwritten notes again was so amazing, because I was able to focus intently on what they were saying and build real connections, versus having to write and scribble and try and get things down as fast as I possibly could, only to leave the appointment and look at my notes and go, oh no, I don't know what I wrote down. That's like chicken scratch. What's incredible about this thing, especially for the way that I was utilizing it, was that when I'm all done with it, it transcribes, summarizes, and then you can choose, depending on what your scenario was in the initial meeting, what that meeting was about. So that way it will give you the appropriate summarization, which is super great, because some people are going to use it for lecture notes. Other people are going to use it for sales meetings. Some people are going to use it at the doctor's office. And so being able to choose what the difference was, or what different meetings you were in, does make a really big difference. So overall, over the last 3 weeks, I've really put this thing through the ringer, utilized it on a ton of different meetings, and every single time it has came through. So one of the suggestions that I do have for most people is that if you have a very, very specific use case for it, or maybe the prompt that you're utilizing when you're using the AI models on the app itself, because there are some different ones to choose from, my suggestion is find the ones that you get little tidbits of information out of. So maybe this one gives you the key action items really well, and maybe a different one gives you the key takeaway. So the way maybe you like the way that it summarizes the key points of the meeting. Go in and find the prompt, copy the prompt, and then paste it into a customized one that you're able to do for all the ones that you do like. So that way you can kind of make your own. I did do that a few times just because I have some very specific use cases for mine, or things that maybe I needed to use mine for more than somebody else would use theirs for, and it did really come in handy. Okay, so after utilizing it for a while, there are a few things that are really good about this thing. There are a few things that I dislike about it, and I'm going to start with the things that I really do like about it. First off, the summarization that this thing has is legit. So the way that it summarizes gives me the key points, the key takeaways, key next steps, action items, if you want to call it that, is really great. And especially from the way that I'm utilizing this, right? I know that not everybody's going to use it the same way that I am, but the way that I'm utilizing this thing, it certainly does work out really well for me. The transcription accuracy is actually really good. So with me being, you know, sometimes 5-6 feet away from some of the people that I was talking to, it was picking up all the voices in the room, and there is a feature where you can turn on speaker notes, or, you know, the differences in the speakers, and it did it fairly accurately. So that was one of my good things that I loved about this. Some of the stuff I don't love, right? So this subscription, well, guys, it's like it's expensive to purchase up front. I purchased mine from Costco. It was a little bit more expensive from Costco, but it came with a 1-year membership level for their pro model, which I think is like 1,200 minutes or so of recording. If you're recording a lot, this can add up pretty easily and can get really expensive if you're using this all the time. So, you know, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like utilize this thing so much, I'm going to record every single meeting. And then I had to scale back what I was doing because I realized that I was going to hit my minutes pretty quickly, and that's pretty annoying. The other thing I don't love about this thing is the only way to charge it is with their proprietary cable right here on the back. So it's not USB-C. In fact, I actually think a USB-C cable would be a little too big for it. So I think part of the reason is its thinness. It's able to charge like this, which is unfortunate. The other thing I would maybe change is the transcription having to be in the app. So, you know, the way that you use this is you transcribe it on the actual Plaud itself. You transfer it to your phone in the app, and then it does all the summarization and the transcription and everything for you there. I wish it was able to do a little bit more on device, but, you know, I know that's a lot to ask for. Outside of this, like, final verdict, like if you're a student or you're in a profession that's utilizing a lot of different meetings or things that you are going to need to take a lot of notes on, this tool is incredible. And I use the word incredible a lot, but I really do mean it with this thing. I was a little hesitant at first. I thought I'd be returning one of these devices, but if I had to give you that last recommendation, would I buy this or would it end up in your sock drawer? I would say go ahead and purchase this. I don't think it's going to end up in your sock drawer. It actually is in my bag every single day now, and I think you will really enjoy utilizing or having this on your side. So with that being said, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any further questions about this, please leave a comment. I'm happy to answer, and we will see you next video.